96% of agents don't know how to ask for an appointment. They qualify people, they run to open the door. Oh, when do you want to see that property? I'd love to go show it to you. They say, hey, you're not pre-qualified. Before we meet, let me send you to my lender. They say, oh, well, let me send you some properties. I'll put you on a drip. And if you see something you like, I'll text you and then I can send you all the information. People think that conversion happens in conversation, and it's not true, because I know people that are having 40, 50, 60 conversations, 80 conversations, 100 conversations a week, closing 0 deals every month. How could that be? You're having 300-400 conversations a month and you're closing 0 or 1 deal, and it's not the market. So I'm going to break down a couple of things that I believe you need, some secrets you should know, the ultimate appointment booking formula. What's up? Welcome back. Vikram Deol here. And today we're going to have a little bit of fun. Today we're going to review a live call that it's not very good. And it's not that it's not good because the person's tone was off, or, there was horrible salesiness. The problem is that because she didn't follow the ultimate appointment booking formula, she didn't know where to take the call. And I have a fundamental belief that I've been sharing for years. Conversion happens in great conversation. So many people think that conversion happens in conversation, and it's not true, because I know people that are having 40, 50, 60 conversations, 80 conversations, 100 conversations a week, closing 0 deals every month. How could that be? You're having 300-400 conversations a month and you're closing 0 or 1 deal, and it's not the market, right? It's not the market unless you guys live in the most rural city in the world where there's only 4 transactions a year. It's not the market, it's you. I'm going to break down a couple of things that I believe you need, some secrets you should know, the ultimate appointment booking formula, right? So I believe there's 4 pillars that we need in order to be successful agents. The first is you have to understand the human psychology around selling, right? So inside of our program, the Trust Rapport Influence Sales method that I train on, the first thing we teach you is psychology, right? How to use human psychology, human behavior inside of sales. The second pillar, I believe, is you have to know how to book an appointment using the right formula. The third pillar is you have to have the billion-dollar buyer and the seller presentation. The fourth pillar is you need accountability. When you do that, you're going to get a lot of listings, right? Not to brag or anything, but I sold $150 million in expireds in a market that I didn't grow up in. And I was a new agent. I was 2 years in when we started doing expireds, and we did very well. And so our clients, we believe, have an unfair advantage over the average agent because they get to plug into our proven frameworks and formulas. And what I want to show with you here, right, I want to share with you some facts that I think are just crazy. 96% of calls, right, 96% of agents don't know how to ask for an appointment. They qualify people and they do 3 things. One is they run to open the door. Oh, when do you want to see that property? I'd love to go show it to you. Right, Zillow's making you guys glorified door openers. 2, they say, hey, you're not pre-qualified. Before we meet, let me send you to my lender. 3, they say, oh, well, let me send you some properties. I'll put you on a drip. And if you see something you like, I'll text you and then I can send you all the information. All 3 of those are very bad things to do if you want to make more sales. So the ultimate appointment booking formula has a couple of components. The first is you need to have a trust-based opener. Right? What's a trust-based opener? It's opening the conversation focused on the person that you're talking to, not on yourself, not on the weather, not on the football game, the Dodgers just beat the Yankees in the World Series. And nobody cares about that. The second thing you need to do is you need to get an overarching goal. An overarching goal is their reason that they want to move, right? Wanting a bigger home is not an overarching goal. Wanting a bigger home because there's 4 kids instead of 3, they've been living there for 5 extra years. The kids are fighting. It's affecting their Zoom calls. It's loud. It's crazy. It's chaotic. That's an overarching goal. Part 3 is you need to learn to probe and clarify, right? You need to learn to probe and clarify to the prospect to get them to open up and share their problems. 4 is you need to have the game plan frame, right? Why don't we so that I? And the 5th is you actually need to know how to learn to book an appointment. Yet I'll be shocked, but most agents don't even know how to book an appointment. Right? The way that they're doing it, like the way that you're doing it, is the old school method from years and years ago. And the problem with that is that if you're using old methods, you're triggering sales resistance. So you might have a wonderful call and you get to the point of booking the appointment and you don't know how to do it. and use the old methods, right? Which is like, hey, I got time tomorrow. I have time tomorrow at 2 or 4. What works better for you? And the prospect's like, I don't have any time. Why don't you send me an email and I'll get back to you? And you're like, well, what about, and boom, gone, right? Because it's focused on you instead of them. And so if you think about how, like, let's say you're calling to get a massage and you're in the massage, talking on the phone, and the person on the other end of the phone says, what works for you? And you go, well, I like afternoons. Oh, okay. When did you want to come in? I'd love to come in today. My back hurts. I don't have anything today, but I have tomorrow afternoon or I have tomorrow morning. Would one of those times? Well, I guess I could fit myself in tomorrow morning because my back hurts really bad. Could you do like an 11? I got a 10 and I got a 2. Okay, let's just do the 2 o'clock tomorrow. Awesome. Got you booked in. Super chill, low key. So let's listen to this call. All right, I'm going to pull up a call that Cody shared with our private clients, actually with our pod leaders.
The steps on how to get to the point of purchasing a home and winning in this market?
Yeah, I work in banking, so I help people with, I don't do mortgages myself, but I.
So this is a transfer, right? This is a live transfer. And so we have a little bit of information, but this person that she's talking to, this woman that she's talking to, is saying that I have history in banking, right? So I'm not sure what the first few questions were to get us to this point.
People about it and whatever. So I know that process.
I'm sorry, I did not catch any of that. What did you say?
Oh, no, I said I work in banking, so
Got it.
I know the process. Yeah.
So they're both super friendly, super like the other woman on the other end isn't triggered. She's collaborative. This woman's tonality is good.
Okay, perfect.
So she works in banking. She knows the process. The agent says, okay, perfect. Right now, if you don't know why you say, okay, perfect, then you're just saying stuff to keep the conversation going. But why is that perfect? Right? Like, what's perfect about you being in banking? Right? Like, there's a lot of people in banking. One of my top clients was the VP of a bank. He's like, Vic, I kind of understand the process, but like, I haven't bought or sold a home in a long time. So like, I'm relying on you to guide me through. Like, I can do the research, but I need you to guide me through these things.
No worries. And then would you, if I put it together a list of properties, would you like to put something on the calendar to go out and see some?
Well, I'm not in the market right now to buy. I'm going through chemo treatment, so it's hard to
I'm sorry to hear that.
a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't need this. It's been got diagnosed in January, so I've been on chemo since February, but it will end here in August, and then I'll, but I'm feeling.
So here's the mistake that she made in this call. The mistake she made was she said, if I could put some time aside on a calendar, can we go look at properties? And then this woman went into what? She went into her chemo, right? So the trust-based opener to go to the overarching goal was broken. And if she would have said something like, well, hey, like, tell me more about why you're inquiring to buy a property in the first place, right? Tell me more about like what's got you looking for homes now, right? Versus like what you're living in currently. Then she would have been able to go up and explain why she's looking for a property. Instead, what she did was she said, hey, do you want to go look at homes? This person said no. She's now going into her story, but we don't know why she's looking for a house yet.
A little better, and I'm just like, what, rent just went up again, and then, just.
Okay, so rent went up.
In life make you think about.
So rent went up. Everybody hear that? Rent went up. So what? So what? Who cares? Rent goes up all the time. People don't move. That's not an overarching goal. That's the start of an overarching goal. But till we probe and clarify, we don't have pain.
I've been renting for so long, and every year I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this.
Oh, how long have you been renting for?
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to do it this year. I'm like, you know what?
Oh, how long have you been, you said, I'm sorry, you said you were, every year you say you're going to do something. How many years have you been saying you're going to purchase for?
I've been saying this for so long.
Like how long?
Okay.
So do you see how, because this agent hasn't been trained properly on the TRIZ method, she says, okay, right? Did you hear her tonality? Her tonality should have changed to a skeptical tone. Wait, how long? Oh, you've been saying this for 4.5 years? Is that, wait, by every year your rent goes up? Is that having any impact on your quality of life, right? Is that having an impact on you personally though? How's that affecting you? Because she wasn't trained, she just stays in that friendly, like, okay, awesome. Like who, there's no motivation.
I
So
want to talk
when are you
guys.
wanting to?
You know, the
She tried to cut in and ask a motivation question, but
end of the year,
the woman cut her off, but she's still answering. So let's see what happens.
next year, the end of this year or early next year, I'm thinking.
Okay. And what's gonna change from now till the end of next or end of this year that will be different for you to be able to purchase?
Well, I will be, I'll be back to work. I'm a trusted disability, and
So yeah, like most people they start their home buying process. It takes a couple of months. Is there anything that's kind of like just so that you and I are on the same page? Is there any particular reason why you're looking to purchase towards the end of the year, 2025, beginning versus, I don't know, maybe like in the summertime?
I will
Got it.
beat this cancer. So,
Yeah.
having something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that totally makes a lot of sense.
Amazing. Like I am rooting for you. I am rooting for you to kick the shit out of this cancer. Like my like acknowledge what she said, right? She said she'll beat cancer. Like that's a big deal, y'all. Like we can acknowledge that. Like we don't have to be robots.
So we'll definitely schedule some stuff closer to when you're.
So this is what we call search and show agents. A search and show agent is the type of agent that doesn't want to meet with somebody. They just want to get paid. So instead of you saying like we can schedule some showings, a better thing would have been is, hey, well, why don't we do this? Right? Because like it sounds like you have a couple of moving parts. What if we could put some time aside and I could go over like the market and kind of walk you through like what it takes to buy a home? When was the last time you bought a home? Oh, you haven't bought a home in 8 years? Okay, yeah. What if we do this? What if we put some time aside on both of our calendars where I can walk you through the market, share with you exactly what it takes to buy a home, right? Walk you through the different, like condos or townhouses, HOAs, single family, like where you could live. And then when you are ready to buy a home, when you've kicked the shit out of this cancer, we can like hit the ground running. Because I know you understand the financial side of it, because you work in the bank. I know you're not in mortgages. Like the woman literally said, well, I understand the process. I work in a bank. And then the next sentence was, but I'm not in mortgages. Like, so what part do you actually understand? Because I bet you probably don't, right? And then you could have gone through it. Now I'm going to fast forward this call a little bit because we're in minute 3. Time matters. We should be asking for an appointment at minute 6. So I'm going to fast forward from minute 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Okay.
The houses in that 300 that are nice in like Farmington or Lakeville? Or-
You know,
So to me, it sounds like at this point now the agent is qualifying the areas to set up a list of properties. Does the prospect actually know what's going on? Like, can we sell a property to somebody over the phone? Right. So the woman's now asking about certain properties and neighborhoods at price points. Isn't this the time where we should be sitting down with them? Hey, I'd love to continue this conversation. It might make sense because I actually have to get ready for another appointment. I just saw that my team member was calling me. So I wanted to make sure I grabbed the phone. I'm actually preparing for another appointment right now. Would it make sense for us to like actually sit down and put together like your criteria, like your ideal criteria for your home? So that way, like, when you are ready to start looking, like we know exactly what to do and where to go. Would that be beneficial if we could do that?
no, I'm going to
or
be
those places
completely
super
honest with
expensive.
you.
And never say you're completely honest, because if you say you're completely honest with somebody, what are you saying the whole conversation was before? A lie? So hey, can I be real with you? Sure, what's up?
Yeah.
I am not sure what exactly is out there because I don't have a lot of clients that are actually active.
So now you're telling this person you're not an expert in the neighborhood, which isn't the worst strategy, but like, couldn't you say something a little bit different? Like, hey, I'm not aware of what's exactly because the inventory's constantly turning. So I'm not quite sure what's available in that price point without whatever the criteria was that this lady was looking for. What if we did this? What if we put some time aside on our calendars to go through the entire process, right? But the reason we don't ask for a process is because we don't have a buyer presentation. So like, why would I want to sit down with somebody if the only thing I was going to ask him was the same thing I was asking him on the phone? The way that this call is setting up, we're in minute 6.5, right? Let's get to 7 minutes and see what happens.
actively looking in that area right now. So what I'm going
Okay.
to do is I'm going to actually pull up some listings and then just send them over to your email. I'll keep you updated with it. We'll send you stuff once they hit the market that's kind of what you're looking for.
There we go.
That way
Search
you can
and
just
show.
kind of keep your finger on the
Search and
real
show.
estate pulse and see what's going on
Search
out
and
there.
show.
And
I told you, conversations don't create conversion. Great conversations do. If you're a search and show agent, don't buy leads. Stop spending money. If you bought Zillow leads or Realtor.com leads and you couldn't convert them, it's not the leads. Those are the best leads in the industry. It's you. The cool thing is you can get better if you choose to. If you're not converting open houses, if you're not booking 2 to 3 to 4 appointments per open house at the open house, right? If you don't have our appointment booking formula for open houses and you're not booking 2 to 4 appointments from an open house, you're wasting your time doing open houses. People aren't going to, just because you're there, work with you. They're going to 4 to 6 open houses. You're in competition in an open house.
then I'll shoot you a text. That way you have my number and you can
All right. I'll shoot you a text. So that way when you're ready to do my job for me, you can reach out to me.
save it. And then once everything starts to figure itself out for your cancer and you get back into work and you're like, okay, I feel stable enough to start this process, we can definitely restart that conversation and get you set up, and that way you're ready to go and you know exactly what's been going on out there too.
Right, yeah. I just kind of want to know now that I have some time and I'm actually awake a little more,
Yeah.
sleeping.
Look at this. This woman is continuing the conversation. The agent tried to push her off and she's continuing the conversation. Now, she might not be in a physical state. She said, now that I'm a little bit more awake and the drugs are wearing off and I want to talk more, but we haven't even offered an appointment yet. We're going on 7 minutes in this conversation.
5 days a
Yeah.
week.
Aw.
See
God, I
what's
can't
out
even
there.
imagine.
Right? She's empathetic, which is beautiful. That's a beautiful quality. Like, I love that. Right? This agent's got so much going for her. She just needs a couple of 2 millimeter tweaks because she's going to get off the phone and say, oh my God, I had a great conversation with this woman. And we never even offered her the appointment. We could have done a Zoom appointment, right? There's so much we could have done to build a better quality relationship here.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely. And all the homes over too.
So it's
We're going to fast forward a couple more
Yeah.
minutes.
that's one of the areas
Okay.
I would look to.
Perfect.
Where is everybody
Yeah,
looking
and then
these days to buy homes?
all over the place.
Where's everybody looking? Well, how do you mean, where's everybody looking? What do you mean by that?
For the 300,000 price range, I've seen a lot of like Orville, Magalia.
Right? So we're not answering, we don't want to answer a lot of questions. So here's where a lot of agents make mistakes. They think that they're customer service instead of sales. And on the phone, they're answering a lot of questions, but they're not getting the prospect to share why they want to move. We know she wants to move because she's tired of paying rent. But how long has she been tired of paying rent for? How long has she been ready to be her own owner? Right? The woman keeps the conversation going, and this conversation goes for about 14 minutes. A 14-minute conversation without asking for an appointment one time, right, is pretty long, right? And I'm going to assume, I haven't heard the rest of the call, but I'm going to assume that she never asked for the appointment.
Yeah, so they're definitely not going to be going down. But yeah, I'll send you over.
Now we're talking pricing and we're talking about rates and stuff of that nature. Things aren't going down. Prices probably aren't going down. And she says it again, trying to get her off the phone. I'll send you everything.
listings I find, and then again, if you are like, hey, I want to go check this out, or have more questions about any of the listings, please let me know. Or if
Not questions around the process, not questions around writing offers, not questions around off-market properties, not questions around negotiations, not questions around what happens contract to close, not questions around, right, how to read a contract, which tells me that this agent was never trained. Because if this agent was trained better, she would do better. She cares, but she was told if they're not ready to buy now, get them off the phone, put them on a drip, and let them go. She either heard that at a conference, she heard it from somebody in her office, she saw somebody doing it, and that's what she figured out she's supposed to do.
You want to add any other areas?
And the call ends very briefly after that. Most agents don't have a leads issue, right? If I haven't proven in that call, and here's the sad part, out of 100 calls, 96 are just like that. So if you're one of the 4 to 6 agents that actually have a somewhat of a process, how easy is your competition? Like I wouldn't, if I was an agent, I wouldn't share this with anybody else. I would let the average agent stay average. I wouldn't share this with anybody else, right? Like now, maybe you're a better person than I am, but like, let them be average. It's not, it is what it is. Like, I wouldn't share this with people because they don't know that there's a process that is better. And if you're still doing this in 2024 and 2025, you are going to get smoked. With the NAR lawsuit out there, the conversations that our clients are having have changed dramatically. The consumer is far more educated than they've ever been. COVID changed it, right? COVID changed it a lot. But now with the NAR lawsuit, with the amount of media coverage out there, the consumer has shifted like there's no tomorrow. And the people that are winning at a high level in this super tough economy that we're in right now, with this low inventory, high interest rates, not a lot of buyers, the people who are winning are the people who are going to get the prospect to open up emotionally. So I'm going to keep my link down below. If you want to learn more about what we're doing, or if you want to join our free school community, where we teach you the ultimate appointment booking formula for free, we teach you like how to talk about the listing price strategy, right? If you just implemented that into your book of business, oh my gosh, your prospects are like, holy crap, these people are rock stars. And you want to go test out like to see what we do and how we're different than all the other coaching and training companies out there. Because like y'all, I'm just focused on one thing. I'm focused on giving you the right systems, formulas, and processes to make you a ninja, absolute wildly successful sales agent. If you're willing to do the work. If you don't want to do the work, don't show up. Like we don't need warm bodies to hang out with. Like we're not trying to be the cool kids. We call ourselves a band of misfits that are just like wearing headsets and conferences and crushing it, right? If you want to be that agent who can have conversations with anybody, anywhere, at any time, and cause that person to want to work with you versus you having to chase them down and being that annoying person at the parties where everybody sees you coming like, oh my God, it's Sally again. Oh my God, it's John. Oh, they're going to talk to me about real estate. Oh my God. And they run the other way, and you're tired of being the person that they run away from because you used to be the person that they loved, but now you have commission breath just reeking all out, and you want to learn more about what we do, click below and we can set up a jam session and see if this is something that would possibly work for you in your business at this point. So do me a favor though. If you watch this, do me a favor, drop a comment below about something that maybe you didn't realize you were doing, something that you used to do, something you're currently doing, something you want to stop doing, so that I know that this is landing and this is valuable. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Have a great day.